.com. What did you think of the end there with Clarkson throwing the ball at Saric and all that?
I didn't see it.
You missed that?
Yeah, I thought he pushed him. I didn't see what happened. I mean, he threw the ball at him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And hit him in the back.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they thought it was probably, not right. He went in for the layup. I'm not sure. I just, but just talk about the game. Defensively, I thought we were pretty good in the second half. Outside of, like you said, the one Ben Simmons threw off his back and dunked, and the last one Saric had. We did a pretty good job defensively. Just right now, I just think offensively we're just playing in thought too much, and it's not fair to those guys that, maybe we should, slow down and think offensively adding. I just think it's just too much for the guys right now, just trying to think and play. It's too hard. And, I think if you go back to our Boston and OKC game, they didn't know any plays. They played better. You're just playing free, without being in thought. But it's a fine balance, just because you got to add, you got to get ready for the playoffs. But I think right now, it just ain't fair. They're not playing with speed. They're not playing with pace. They're playing in thought. So it makes it tough on the new guys to kind of play.
We were joking the other day about the word panic, and I'm sure you aren't. But if this thing is going to work and come together, is it a case where it really might take up to about the end of the regular season before you even know what you're going to have looking at the playoffs?
I hope it doesn't take that long. I mean, it's going to take some time. We know that, but just got to continue, just keep working, keep showing film. I know we're playing every other day. And the guys are putting in the work. They're trying. It's not like they're, can't say that word, but but they're putting in the time and putting in the work. And that's all we got to keep doing. But I just think, right now, just playing, step slow, playing in thought. And we just got to just get past that.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic, the ball movement seemed to really slow after the first quarter. Does that go back to what you're talking about?
Yeah, it does. I mean, a lot of times just calling plays on the fly, and guys are like, I'm over here, I'm over there. It's just we got to somehow continue to just keep getting better, keep adding, but also just trying to keep it simple for right now for these new guys until we, able to catch up.
So if I'm hearing you right, are you going to simplify things offensively going forward?
I think we have to. I mean, like I said, it's not fair those guys come in the middle of the season and try to pick up our whole offense and what we're doing. We try to add slow, but it's still just taken away from those guys being aggressive and being who they are. So it's a fine line. We got to just keep juggling and just find out the time for everything and go from there.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. You've never coached a team like this before where you had such roster turnover at the trade deadline, but how much of what you're going through now could be expected, or did you see coming down the line?
It could be expected, and I know at times those guys are frustrated. I'm frustrated as well, not knowing what to call and what to give those guys and what they know. But we just got to continue to just play through it. I thought, like I said, effort, intensity was there. We're playing a little too slow in the half court. I think even in transition-wise, we're playing a little too slow. So got to play faster and just continue to keep getting better and keep building.
Tyron Potesta, the Sports Animal 1390. What kind of a matchup problem does Ben Simmons give you, especially with him in the backcourt at 6'10"?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big matchup problem because not only is he 6'10", but he's also guarding the point guard. So when you miss a shot, you cross match, so now your point guard is guarding Ben Simmons. So he can guard 4 or 5 positions. So a lot of times, they do a good job putting him on the point guard. They switch a lot of things because he can guard post-up players. They put him on George Hill to start. They kind of took away our 14 action with LeBron and G. Hill, we've been running a lot of. They just switched it, so we didn't really get a lot out of that. So he's a matchup problem. He's fast. He got a good handle with the ball. And like I said, he is a big matchup problem.
Hey, Ty, Michael Bohm, ESPN Cleveland. How would you evaluate Rodney's performance in the starting lineup tonight?
Like I said, just thinking too much, not being Rodney, being aggressive. He had some shots go in and out, but, we just need him to keep being aggressive. And he's going to get better. I understand that, and that's about it.
Does he bring any different dynamic to the table than JR might have as a starter?
They're similar players. I think, he's probably a little better in pick and roll than JR, but they both can shoot the basketball, both can get hot, and, pretty similar, though.
Thanks.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Ty, given all the things that you said tonight about the new guys, and you've mentioned trying to get the minutes down in the rotations and find combinations and things like that, playing Jordan and Larry Nance Jr. through the third quarter all the way to the end of the game, do you think that's a little bit too much at this point?
No.
You feel like they're comfortable enough to go with that kind of workload to finish the game?
Yeah.
Ty, Ashley Bastock, Metro Networks, you talked about, getting them out of playing in thought, but how do you do that while guarding against that predictability that you talked about before?
Got to figure it out. I'm not, quite sure, but we just got to continue to keep working through it. And, we just got to keep adding slowly, but make sure those guys are comfortable where they can just play free and not thinking of what spot they're in, where they're going, and, what they're supposed to be doing. So we'll get better at that.
Ty Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. It's a lot of adjustment period for everybody, but Jeff, he's had a cold spell shooting the three at least. Do you think that's a direct result of him not having the ball in his hands and being able to drive and open up his game maybe?
I think changing our team, because I thought when Shannon and those guys were here, he had the ball in his hands a lot, making plays, and he was orchestrating. And now we have a different team of guys who can score. The second unit can make a play. So the ball hasn't been in his hands, as much. So, we got to find that balance still. We're still trying to search for that balance right now. But you are absolutely right.